All right, everybody, what is going on? So it is 12:21 right now. Just finished the final Ashava run of the server slam. I got 8 total kills. One I lost because of an internet hiccup. When I got connected back in, the whole area was cleared out, so that really sucked. Otherwise, we would have had 9. But right now, that video isn't what I want to talk about right now. For this video, what I want to kind of talk about is the stuff that no one's talking about, that there's been no mention of, that we just don't know. So the first thing that I want to bring up, and I'm just gonna have some like light gameplay in the background, just so like some barbarian play because my barbarian is feeling good right now. Um, super super happy with him and how he's feeling. Um, but that's not this video. This video, like I said, is about what people aren't talking about. For one thing, we've seen builds up to level 20, and we've seen builds up to 25, both of which felt like well-rounded, semi-complete builds. We've got to see some legendaries on them and stuff, and whatnot. But what happens is you keep leveling, because the whole Paragon system doesn't kick in until 50. So that's still, what, do we have 25 more skill points that we get to put into from 25 to 50? If so, what are builds going to look like then with having almost everything activated? Or how is that going to work? Or is the way we get skills and the rate that we get skills going to be um different than we're seeing in the server slam because it's only up to 25? Is it going to be like maybe every other level, or like a little bit more of like how that actually works? What is the full progression going to look like from A to Z? What's it gonna, we already know, level 1 to level 25. Okay, so now what does 25 to 50 look like? And then what's it look like once we transfer into 50 to 100? We know we have the Paragon boards. We know how they work. We kind of know lightly how we get the points and whatnot for that. But it's still that main chunk that's still kind of a mystery as far as my understanding and what I've seen, heard, read, watched, tried to take in information wise about this. The second thing, which no one's really talking about at all, too, because we've only had one area. We've had the Fractured Peaks area. Now, they said that we can come in, we can start, and we can go wherever, whenever we want. But how does that actually look in the full game? Are we still going to have the very same start that we have now being brought into the very first area, which is it Fractured Peak? Or can we kind of choose our start and where we want to land and be? Or is it going to be different per class? Like, okay, this class is going to start here because that's them. Or your, druid class is going to start here. Your rogue wizards are going to start over here. Necromancers are going to start at this spot. Like, how's it actually going to look once we pick and choose? Do we still just come in with that same exact way that we've seen, which is quote unquote the beginning of the game, because that cinematic was released too, and it kind of brings you into this area? So, is that it then? So I'd like to see more information on that. Um, Coming to the next thing, definitely would like to see, like, we've seen a ton of like, this is what they're doing for character balancing and character changes, and this is where your moves are changing, or gears working, or this is working and that's um working. But I'd like a little more on the tech side of things. Like, obviously the server slam was amazing. Like, they nailed servers. I can't wait to see what the numbers are of how many people were playing, how many were on, how many were connected, because there was no queue, no lag. There were some stutters there and there, and still some weird. Every now and then, like, I would have one of my moves not like fully showing off, so there's like little things. But I want to hear more about like the performance tweaking they're doing, how all that's looking, how that's going to be handled going forward, and all, and whatnot. But those two things right there, Like, where do we start? What's more of progression look like? Um, I think those are some big questions right now that are just not even being talked about. Everybody's been worried about whatever's been contained to this build and to the server slam to the previous betas. Like, all the information has been based around those two things. So it'll be interesting to see if we get like post server slam stream for them and updates and see what they're going to talk about before launch, because now we're just a few weeks away. So I'd like to definitely see more on these topics, like the actual coming in and going to and starting out, and how we can progress, how we can play our own way, how we can go wherever we want, and how that actually works. Because like we said, we've seen in here, and stuff has like level ranges. So like you zone into a thing and it's like, oh, it's this level, it's this level, it's this level, but we got this whole huge ass uh map. One of the other things that I'd like to also address, because there's a lot of information going around, there's a lot of false information going around. One of the things that I keep hearing people say and talk about is they're talking about the campaign unlocked after you beat it and difficulties. So in this Diablo, the way I understand it, the way I see it, is difficulty is no longer tied to campaign completions. We have, if we go back to the tree here, you can see it that it's level ranges now. So once you beat the campaign once, that's beat. You don't play it again for each difficulty, because by the time you get to the end, by the time you reach level 100, that's how you progress in difficulty. Difficulty is by level ranges now, not by completing a campaign once and then going to hard. Completing a campaign once again and then going to, no, it's not like the old Diablo formulas. And no one's really seeing that, getting that, or snapping to it, because a lot of the information allowed to come out is from a lot of newer Diablo players that haven't been around since Diablo 1, that haven't been playing it since Diablo 1, into Diablo 2, into Diablo 3, till now. They're just seeing the now. So we're gonna run up to the tree and we're gonna see it there. So we're gonna pop up here. So okay, levels 1 to 50. Okay, levels 1 to 50 veteran, that's kind of what we're gonna want to play on. Nightmare. So now Nightmare, you complete the campaign and you do your cathedral like capstone dungeon. That brings you up to the 50 to 70 range for Nightmare difficulty. Now, to go to Torment, you want to reach level 70 and do the Fallen Temple capstone dungeon, which then unlocks, difficulty for 70 to 100. That's how it works. That's not, oh, you got to beat the campaign once, then you unlock this. You got to beat the campaign again, then you unlock this. You got to beat the campaign again, and then you unlock that. That's not how it works in this one. No one's really saying it, and hardly anybody's covering it right from the videos I've seen. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there and add it into this. But like I said, this was just a couple little things that I don't really see anybody talking about. Really, the biggest one is, what do the progression points look like completely? And the free-to-play to go everywhere. Like, how does that work? How does that actually translate into the game when obviously we're coming in, we're seeing level ranges area, or is that because that's just fine-tuned to that? Because like I said, a lot of the things we're seeing and a lot of information we're getting is solely based around these betas, which are closed, which is a closed section thing, kind of almost handcrafted out of the game for what they did here. So hopefully we get to see more of that before launch. If not, we're popping in with a hell of a lot of surprises. So let me know what you think down in the comments. If you could, I usually don't ask for this, but leave some likes, leave some comments so I can interact with you guys. And we're gonna start be streaming a lot more on YouTube, so I'll be there. And we're going to be covering a hell of a lot of Diablo 4 once it goes into launch in a couple weeks. So I'll see you there again. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think.